Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central. CFL content for the fans, by the fans, and we have our Week 17 preview coming right up. We got 4 exciting games. However, before we get into anything, we do have some breaking news that we want to share and that we wanted to discuss. As the owner of the Edmonton Elks, Larry Thompson, today tragically passed away. I'm saying today as the time of the recording here. So rest in peace to Larry Thompson, a man who really came in for the Edmonton Elks when they were having a bit of a hard time and really committed to he purchased the team, wanted to turn it around and get it back on the right foot. And I think he certainly really started with that, and hopefully whoever really takes the reins from here, I'm assuming some member of his family, is able to continue on with his memory. So rest in peace to Edmonton Elks owner, Larry Thompson. Just felt we needed to say that at the start of the video here before we get into anything. And thank you to anyone who's tuning in. As we got 4 videos not 4 videos. We got 4 games to discuss. 4 games. Rick. So shall we get into it? Make sure you guys leave a like, share the video around, and subscribe. And if you guys are listening to us on Spotify, make sure you give us 5 stars. We very much appreciate the support.
Ooh, the Montreal game. Okay.
We are starting with the Calgary Stampeders taking on the Montreal Alouettes. Calgary with a surprising loss last week, 52-23 to the Lions. And the Alouettes with a 21-19 victory over the Argos. And Rick, can we start with the injury report for the Calgary Stampeders?
Yeah, I was just looking earlier. Before I get into that, there was a thing that was posted earlier. I just gotta find it. So, this one has a bit of playoff hopes on it. So, basically, if Montreal loses, Hamilton wins, and a Montreal loss, Hamilton clinches the division. Montreal wins, that pretty much clinches their spot. So, we are going to start with, what do we got here? Calgary's away. Okay, make sure I do it properly. So, VA is available this week. Juswan Antwi is out with a head injury. Robin Brown is available. He's an offensive lineman. Mike Henry, I mean, the guy's still out. Is the guy even going to play? He's already been out for 2 years.
I was about to say, it feels like this is a bit of a broken record here.
Beating a horse down or whatever.
Beating a dead horse, yeah.
Justin Herdman-Reed, linebacker, available. William Langlis, fullback, out. Marquel Lee, linebacker, out. Josh Love, who's going to be the backup, available. Schwan Peterson, defensive line, out. Tyler Richardson, DB, full and available. We have Jackson Sombach, DB, questionable. And then PJ Walker is right shoulder out for the season. Montreal's side, we have Sean Lemon, D-line, load management, available. Davis Alexander, quarterback, hamstring, available. Cole Speaker, load management, wide receiver, available. Deontay Evans, DB, available. Arthur Hamlin, DB, available. Cyril Sandon, offensive line, load management, available. Caleb Evans, quarterback, out. Deontay Ruffin, DB, available. Gabriel Lassard, linebacker, wrist, out. James Letcher, lower leg, out. Scott Hutter, DB, foot, out. McLeod Bethel Thompson, available. Robert Kennedy, out, DB. And Tyrell Richards, linebacker, available.
So, Where do we want to
So,
start here? Because firstly, I think what's worth mentioning is this will now be the first time in a while that it appears Davis Alexander is going to be playing. As he is, it's
yes.
certainly been a while since Davis Alexander has been back there. I think he's been sorely missed for the Montreal Alouettes, and it's good that he's back in the sense of that. Of course, Austin Mack and Tyson Philpott were dealing with some injuries earlier in the year, and they're back, and now Alexander is back to join them. And so I think the question
But
is that are they going to be able to get their footing right away now that Davis Alexander's back, or is it going to take a little bit of time for him to really adjust back into that group because it's been a while?
I mean, both. You could say that to both teams. I mean,
Yeah,
Vernon Adams didn't look that
Vernon
great.
Adams hasn't been out though nearly as long as Davis Alexander's been out.
No, but Vernon Adams also hasn't been great since the back-to-back games against Edmonton either.
That's
If
true.
you really look at them.
Had Adam Bighill started last game for Calgary? I can't remember
Give
if
me
he
a
did.
second. Adam Bighill did play last game.
Hmm.
He was the backup to Mr. Tights.
Let's see. Hmm. Now the thing that scares me is usually I'd be like, well, I think Calgary's looked really really good this year, but I think like they gave up so many points last week, like they couldn't stop shit. And I look at the offense of the Montreal Alouettes and how dangerous they are. That could be a serious problem for the Stampeders if they play anything like they did last game. I'm not saying they're going to play as bad as they did last game in that regard. But like if I'm looking over here, like for example, and I'm looking at the Lions here.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions, though they were a big threat in the air, they were.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, 331 passing yards, 147 receiving for Keon Hatcher, 88 yards for Justin McInnis, and then kind of going down. The big thing that they gave up was they were giving up an average of 12.7 per rush for Xander Horvath. And so that was an issue for Calgary. They could not stop the run game to save their lives. And Vernon Adams, Vernon Adams and Jalen Philpott all collectively threw 3 picks. Like Jalen Philpott had 1 throw in that game, and it was an interception. Like nothing was going right for this Calgary team.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those things where it's like if Calgary can play some, like Calgary has shown with beating Winnipeg, with beating Saskatchewan, and not just beating Winnipeg, they were able to get some wins against Winnipeg when Collaros was playing, and not Strevler. Although I think they might have, I can't remember if the other one Strevler was playing, but point is they beat Winnipeg at essentially Winnipeg's best at the time, despite the fact they had guys injured. Generally, their roster looked pretty good, and then they went against Saskatchewan with Saskatchewan's. I'm not gonna say their best foot forward because Schaefer Baker's been out almost all year, but like they beat Saskatchewan when Saskatchewan was beating everyone else, and so the question is, do we see the Calgary team that rises to the occasion, where they're like big game, need big win, or are they gonna fold under the pressure like they did last week, where BC completely embarrassed them in their own barn? Like, not gonna lie, if I was a Calgary fan, I would have pissed to be at that game. Like 52-23, like that's where, I think of, not necessarily that this is a trend for Calgary giving up that much, but it's just you can't really ignore it.
As soon as they scored 30 points, I would have been like, peace. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't think I ever usually leave a game early unless I kind of have to, but so.
Let's take a look at these charts. So yeah, Philpott, Max, Speaker, Sneed, and Rambo. Ugh. But you have Scott the Third and Alexander.
Because I'm just...
Wow, you sign Lemon, but you don't ever use him. Like, what was the whole point of signing him?
Great question.
Like,
the one thing I will say, despite the fact that Montreal went on such an ugly streak, they really they're really not that far behind the Ticats. They're only two wins behind.
But you have
Now,
to remember.
But there's not that many games left, to be fair, as well.
It's not that. For them to pass the Ticats, they have to win 3 games.
Of their last 4.
Yeah, because we've
That's
swept
true.
them.
It's easy to forget how far into the season we are.
Yeah.
But the
my thing is okay. So Calgary has a running back. You could pretty much write off the quarterbacks because, to compare them. Keep in mind, Vernon Adams has not lost a game in his football career yet. So
now I will say, Calgary's record away this year is okay, and Montreal's home record is pretty bad this year. Montreal's 2-5.
Yeah, and Calgary is 3-2.
Yeah. So Calgary has a slight advantage there in terms of.
But Montreal has better wide receivers.
They do have the better wide receivers.
So here's the thing. So let's go up here. So, the French are all picking Montreal. The English
Shocker.
is 3-2.
The French are all taking Montreal.
The English is 3-2. So here's my predicament. Okay.
Yep.
Do I? And this is what I was joking about earlier. Do I go with my head and obviously pick Montreal because Montreal's the better team roster-wise right now than Calgary? Or do I go with my heart because if Hamilton wins but Montreal loses, we clinch the division?
See, you want to know my struggle? Calgary hates my pick'ems in the sense of every time I don't pick Calgary, Calgary wins. Every time I pick Calgary, Calgary fucking loses. Calgary hates me.
You?
Me specifically. They have a serious problem. They're like, hey, that guy named Carter who has that show, fuck this guy. Whatever he picks, we're doing the opposite of it. If he tells us to walk towards us, we'll fucking walk backwards.
Yeah.
So, and because of that, obviously it's generally a good thing for Winnipeg if Calgary loses this game, because any time where an East team can take points from a West team, and it's not like, say, Toronto, who could potentially be that third spot, because I think no one expects Montreal to drop out of number 2. I think Montreal is a pretty safe 1 and 2. The big question is who's that number 3, and it's most likely it looks like a crossover.
I mean, it's just a matter of which crossover team.
Yeah, the question is it Winnipeg? Is it BC? Or heaven forbid Calgary drops that low. It could be Edmonton, but either BC or Winnipeg would really have to screw the pooch for that to happen. So I'm gonna be going with the Montreal Alouettes. I can't take Calgary after them giving up 52 points. Again, not saying that they're going to give up 52 again. I see Montreal at full health. I see them looking a lot better than they have in previous games, and I see Calgary as inconsistent. And so Calgary, when they're playing at their best, can potentially be the best team in this league. But when they're not performing, they'll lose to anybody. They can beat anybody and they can lose to anybody. That's the thing about the Stampeders team.
Yeah. So for Montreal to clinch, they have to win versus Calgary, and Toronto would have to lose to BC. So it kills me of how Calgary. Oh no, because we can still clinch our playoff spot even without playing by the end of the night on Friday night. I've already submitted my picks earlier today, so I went with Montreal, but my heart wants Calgary to win so that we can get the home playoff this week.
Yeah, so you can clinch that. That's fair. But I got the
But
Alouettes.
I'm picking I'm picking Montreal.
Yeah. And
Um.
the next game we're gonna get into is
Mm-hmm.
the BC Lions are hosting the Toronto Argonauts. That's the
Yes.
9 p.m. Central game. First one's at 6 p.m. Central time, so you know, move it around if you have to, depending on your time zone. But Toronto takes on BC. Toronto with a 5-9 record. The Lions are 7-7. Toronto with a close loss to the Alouettes last week, where they lost 21-19, and the Lions are coming off a massive win, a statement win over the Calgary Stampeders, 52-23. And so, shall we get into the injury
So
report for the Toronto Argonauts?
I have a question for you,
Mm-hmm.
because this kind of goes with the next game as well. So because it has to do this game, I'm going to ask you this question. So if you're Ryan Dinwiddie and your playoff hopes are on the line, would you prefer, because right now Arbuckle did not practice Monday and was limited Tuesday and Wednesday, would you be okay with a 75% Arbuckle than a 100% Dag against BC? Even though, I guess,
100%
Arbuckle gives
who?
you the quarterback that was in last week.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It was like what? Like it's not Doge, but it's like Doge or something. It's like
Dag?
Doag. I can't
Yeah.
remember how to say it, but
Um,
to be honest,
because
70.
now,
I would
here,
say 75% Arbuckle with a shorter leash, in the sense of
because
if he
here's the
really is
thing.
struggling.
Because it's not that the whole struggling thing is, this could be a Davis Alexander all over again.
In what aspect?
Do you not remember when he was so-called cleared um, to play, and then all of a sudden, later on in the game, he gets another hamstring injury
That's true.
against Toronto when it was like a
At the end of
garbage
the
game?
day, I think it's like that will depend on the Argos, in the sense of how good do they feel he is. At the end of the day, I'll put it this way: if we're just talking from pure skill wise, with the way
Mm-hmm.
Arbuckle has performed mostly pretty well this year, and with the way that the BC Lions defense most of this year has been pretty shit, pretty
Yeah.
not good. I could see the Argos being able to put up some really good offense with Nick Arbuckle. I don't know.
I just thought I'd
However,
just throw that out there.
Nathan Rourke is looking scarier and scarier, and now it looks like they got two capable running backs, whether it's James Butler or Horvath now. Speaking of which, I don't think we did the injury reports.
No, I just wanted to throw that out there because I know we're gonna deal with the
Okay,
same thing with Zach Claris next game. But
then
anyways,
let's start it up.
so Nick Arbuckle, QB Cav available. Demarcus Christmas, D line Achilles out. Sage Dockstader, offensive line head out. Dylan Giffen, offensive line back out. Jordan Herdman Reed, linebacker groin out, and Brandon Kemp, offensive line groin available. If we go over to the BC side, Dejon Allen, offensive line arm out. Bradley Ane, defensive line shoulder available. Christopher Boyu, DB out. Gerald Broxton, offensive line foot available. James Butler, running back thigh. He was limited all week. He's out, or he's available. Javon Katoy, wide receiver ankle out. He was placed on the 6 game today. Jermaine Jackson, wide receiver wrist available. Dwayne Hendricks, D line illness questionable. Adam Kinar, out, linebacker. Gary Peters, DB questionable. Which I was listening to somewhere that if Peters does not play, they're gonna put some rookie out there, and that's gonna be like Calgary, like Saskatchewan, all over again.
Oh.
And then Maxime Royer, linebacker, questionable. The only thing that I have with Rourke is he can be one game he could be inconsistent, and then the next game he just goes off.
I will say though, the one thing is that I think this year Nathan Rourke's worst games, like his games where he's not performing as well, have been still okay, just not popping off the way that he can. Whereas his bad games last year, they were bad. When he was bad last year, he was actively hindering the team. But when he's been bad this year, it's not that he's actively been hindering the team. He just hasn't been putting up the numbers that they kind of would hope. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like he was throwing 3 picks a game this year, you know?
Wrong one. This is the one that I want. I'm just trying to think. Mind you, this one could honestly go either way, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, don't forget, it wasn't that long ago that Toronto put 52 points up on BC.
That's true. But it's also one of those things where BC last week showed that they can put up those kind of points themselves too, so
it's going to be a question of if Toronto can do that on the road.
Yeah, because like if I'm looking here, Toronto is pretty bad on the road, and BC is pretty even at home. Actually, BC's pretty even on the home, like at home and on the road. They're 3-3 and 4-4, so they're a completely mixed bag wherever they go. Whereas Toronto is pretty. They're kind of equally bad at home and away.
So, Rider fans are going to be Argo fans because Riders need a BC loss and a Rider win versus Edmonton to get a home playoff spot.
I was about to say, Winnipeg fans, I don't know if Winnipeg fans care. And the reason why I'm saying this is because if you're Winnipeg, you're kind of like, you don't mind the idea of being the team that crosses over.
Wait till our game. Wait till you see what I dug up, because it gets friggin' interesting.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot going on here, but I mean, in general, I did you make your pick, or actually, what are the old Dutch pick'ems? What are they?
Old Dutch pick'ems are saying a BC clean sweep.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I have BC.
Yeah, it's just because we need Toronto to lose for a playoff spot, so I obviously took BC. But knowing my luck, I'm gonna fucking lose.
I'm just trying to pick who I think the winner is gonna be, and so I'm going with the Lions.
Okay, now the most exciting game of the week.
Aha!
Is the rematch of the Hamilton Ticats versus.
The rematch, or some could say or some could say the real match instead of the rematch, as now Zach Collaros is probably going to be playing this game because
he is playing,
because Stravler played last time, which beating Stravler is not the same level of achievement. Let's be real here. Although fun fact, Chris Stravler, as a backup, got more touchdowns in 2018 than Zach Collaros did as a starter. That's a fact. That is a fact. It's a stupid fact, funny, but it is a fact.
It's funny because I was listening to someone earlier because I was trying to get everyone's perspective on the whole rule thing, and someone's like, "Oh, there should be a league minimum passing requirement so that if you can't do that, you can't play." Because Traveler only went 3 for 8 last week.
No, if you go 3-8, if you lose to a QB who goes 3-8, you fucking deserve to lose. I'm sorry. If you lost to a guy who went 3-8, that's not his problem. That's on you. You know what I mean?
So, before I get into our injuries, listen to how interesting this gets, okay?
Oh boy.
Because basically, for me, Edmonton and Ottawa are out. So when I read this, I'm reading it as if it's Winnipeg, BC, Toronto fighting for that last playoff spot.
Yeah.
So I have Toronto would need to be 2 games better than Winnipeg. Winnipeg would have to lose 2 of their 4 games. And Toronto would have to win out. And I said Winnipeg has a hard schedule when they have BC, Montreal, and Saskatchewan in 3 of their last 4 games. I said BC would have to lose their 2 of their 4 games, and Toronto would have to win out. And it's in order for Toronto to stop the crossover, they would have to win 4 games and go 9-9 for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see how that all goes. But shall we get on with the injuries?
Starting with the Ticats.
Yes, sir. So Daniel Bell, fullback, elbow. He was at practice limited Tuesday, Wednesday. Did not practice Thursday, so he's out. Keaton Bergling, wide receiver, load management, available. Patrick Burke, junior DB, shoulder, available. Brian Cole, linebacker, groin, available. Kyler Fisher, linebacker, shoulder, limited all week. He's questionable. Miles Fox, defensive line, calf, available. Harrison Frost, load management, available. Arvin Hossani, offensive line, load management, available. Stavros Katratonis, DB, ankle, available, even though he was limited all week. Jordan Murray, offensive line, knee, available. Jamal Peters, DB, non-injury related, only because his wife's going to give birth any day, so he's questionable. Devin Verisak, linebacker, back. He was limited all week. He's questionable. Quanvin White, DB, load management, full all week, or available, and then Drew Wolotarski, wide receiver, load management, available. On to the Toronto side. Micah Vanderpool, offensive line, non-injury related. Don't know what that's about. Available. Peyton Logan, running back, non-injury related, available. Zach Clara's QB head, it just is blank, so I'm assuming that's available because it doesn't say out. Jarrett Stearns, wide receiver, shoulder, again, that's blank, so I'm assuming it's available because it doesn't say out. Kedrick Wheatfall, wide receiver, head, questionable. Jamal Parker, DB, leg, questionable. Michael Griffin, DB, knee, questionable. And then Nick Hallett, DB, head and eye, questionable. My interesting thing is what Lawler's going to be like playing in Winnipeg for the first time since he left the team. In the summer.
I mean, I can't imagine he plays bad. He's Kenny Lawler. Like I imagine.
No, but I mean, like what the ovation's going to be in Winnipeg. Like obviously, Bomber fans are going to give him a standing ovation. They'll have something on the Dramatron. But it's just like, I wonder what type of game he's going to have. Like, is he going to have like this 3 touchdown, 200 yards? Or is he going to have like 70 yards and no touchdowns? Like, it's just going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine him playing terribly. But
I'm just hoping we can fucking stop your guys' run game.
That will be the almighty question. As the thing that I will say that may make this more difficult for the Ticats than last week is because Strevler isn't playing and the run isn't as obvious, like you can kind of get away with your defense kind of cheating a little bit on the play, really anticipating the run, especially when you see like fucking Strevler go like 3 for 8 or whatever the hell it was. Like he just didn't
And
throw
with
it all
that
game.
stupid sneak play that they had for that touchdown.
Well, it wasn't even a sneak play. It was just the Ticats weren't ready. They caught the Ticats off guard. The Ticats just were not prepared for that play. So, where do the whatchamacallit, where do the old Dutch folks line up?
Well, I have some upsetting news for you. French go all Hamilton. And the only English person that picks Winnipeg is Steinberg. Everyone else goes Hamilton.
Yeah, well, because I know that Jamie Nye is allergic to picking the Bombers, but you know, some of the other ones.
Why do you say that? Because he's never picked them.
Well, to be fair, he's been wrong a lot of times about that. Because he'll not take the Bombers and then be completely wrong. I mean, there are times he'll take the Bombers and then be wrong that way though, which is less ideal. But
so it's gonna be an interesting week, only because all of the French people have picked all the same teams. All the English except for 2 people have picked the same team, so it's either going to be everyone's right this week or everyone's going to get a game wrong.
Well, if I know anything, it means that everyone's going to get something wrong. So I'm going with my Bombers.
Oh, so you finally learned after last time, eh? Not to listen to me?
or it's called I believe that Zach Collaros can play football more than Chris Strevler.
That too.
But yeah, no, I know not to listen to your peer pressure bullshit.
Go with your heart, not your mind, not your head.
No, I'm going with my head this time. My head
your
actually believes.
Fuck you, heart, and go with the head. Listen to me.
No, because my head actually has faith in Zach Collaros. My head does not have faith in Strevler. It just doesn't.
So my only thing with this is I mean, I know Zach's starting. I'm just wondering, like, what his percentage is.
What's his percentage? What?
I mean,
completion percentage?
Are you getting like an 85% healthy?
I mean, I'd like to have a little better than that.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That week he did look like he was dead on the field. Just saying. So
yeah, that was at least a few weeks ago, though. To be fair, which a lot can change in that amount of time.
But with head injuries, you can never know. But I'm taking the Ticats.
Wow, who could have guessed this? What a shocking revelation has been made.
You got to see this. So go click on the injury list and look at Saskatchewan.
Oh boy, I'm scared. Let's take a look here. Hold on a second. Calgary, Montreal, Toronto, BC, Hamilton,
You're like, oh my
Winnipeg,
fucking Lord.
Saskatchewan. Oh my God, does it ever end? Oh my God, they had to literally build a hospital just for the Riders, like just for the one team.
So we'll start with the injuries. So
Rick, the whole team is dead.
So I wonder if this is going to be the week that Edmonton beats them.
If this is the week that Edmonton beats who?
Beats Saskatchewan. Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that... let me look this up. Because I don't believe that they're... So they're in the same vote as Toronto. So Edmonton would have to win out their last game. So they're still not mathematically eliminated yet.
Oh yeah.
So we have Sean Bain Jr., wide receiver knee available. Thomas Bertrand Hudon, running back leg questionable. Tevion Campbell, DB head out. Jack Cohen, quarterback hand available. Sam Emilis, wide receiver knee available. Jackson Ford out. Zach Fry, offensive line knee out. Philip Gagnon, offensive line arm
Gagne.
available. I mean, depends on how you pronounce it. I've heard it
Nobody
Gagne
says
and I've heard it
Gagnon. It's
Gagnon.
Gagne. I don't know any
I
other
mean,
pronunciation of that.
there was a guy that I used to work with that said Gagnon.
Did he?
He was
It
French.
was, and that was his name, or did he say that about someone else's name?
No, that was his last name. So I mean,
That was his
it
last
depends
name.
on how you pronounce it.
Well,
Philip Count.
then I stand corrected. Never mind.
I mean, Gagnon, Gagnon. I don't know. Anyways, Nelson
I've
Lacombo.
never heard that pronunciation. Fair enough.
I mean, down in Montreal, it could be pronounced different too. So it all
Huh?
depends.
I guess I just don't know
Nelson
that much about
Lacombo,
Montreal.
DB ankle out. Dre McRae, wide receiver head questionable. Shane Ray, defensive line shoulder out. Joe Robicelli, wide receiver load management available. Marcus Sales, DB line or leg available. Keon Schaefer Baker, wide receiver foot questionable. Melly Kwu striker, linebacker leg out, and Nick Wiebe, linebacker knee available. Going over to the Edmonton side, Nick Anderson, linebacker out. Jared Brinkman, D-line shoulder foot, doubtful. Greg Eland, offensive line load management available. Tamari Fox, defensive line ankle out. Etevia Clements, linebacker hamstring out, and Alex Rach, linebacker leg available. So you know what I noticed?
What?
So here's what I'm thinking is the last. Let me just pull these up because I'm actually curious. Because I can't just look at numbers. I want to look at the actual facts. So we are going back as far as we'll say week 11. So we have when they played Montreal 2 weeks ago. Harris had 252 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They played Winnipeg. Harris had 239 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. I think, and then when they played the other Winnipeg game, Harris had 219 yards, 1 touchdown. When they played Calgary, Harris had 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And then this one was when they played the Ticats. Harris had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 307 yards, and that was on week 11. So from week 12 to now, Harris hasn't done squat as far as like touchdowns and interceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt in yards, but it's like he has came down a lot.
Yeah. Although I will say it's not like he's really had to do much. They've overall played pretty well-rounded games for the most part.
But at the same time, Fajardo has kept the Edmonton in a lot of games.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So I mean, this game could go either way.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, before Saskatchewan lost to Montreal, not Saskatchewan. Before Edmonton lost to us by 2, lost to Toronto by 1, you had Edmonton beating Calgary 31-19. Then Calgary beat Edmonton 28-7. Then Edmonton beat Ottawa 30-20. Beat Toronto. Beat Montreal. And then we beat them by 4 in week 9. So, I mean, they've been in almost all games this year. It's just a matter of finishing them.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting if
I have a hard time having Saskatchewan lose. Not that I don't want Saskatchewan to lose. Obviously, it'd be fun. Even though Edmonton would get closer to Winnipeg, it's just fun seeing Saskatchewan lose. But I just
my lord.
What?
I was just looking at the league numbers after. Oh, that's okay. Hold on. Let me do week 17. Oh no, we are in. Yeah, we are in week 17. Never mind. You want to hear something interesting? So, let me ask you this: out of the 2 quarterbacks, who do you think are the top 2 in sacks?
Like the amount of times they've gotten sacked?
Sacked for the season so far. I'll put it this way: one's East and one's West. And the funny thing is, after number 2, so I'll just put it this way:
Is one of them Toronto?
Number 1. Okay, so Toronto. So Arbuckle's 34. That's number 1. Second has 31. After that, it drops off to 18.
It's gotta be Edmonton.
No. Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah, it's Fajardo, 31. We have the good old Fajardo.
That's pretty impressive considering Fajardo didn't even start every game. Because remember, in the beginning, it was what's his name?
So he's been sacked 31 times in 9 games.
Yikes! Jeez.
So I mean, even Bo's only been sacked 18 times in 14. Claire's is 16 and 10, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, well, because the O-line had some pretty brutal games in the middle, but also the O-line started very well. Like right at the beginning of the year, they actually came out on a really good foot.
Stravler's been sacked 15 times in 4 games.
Okay, well, to be fair though, how many of those sacks are just a failed time that he just went for a run and it didn't work? Like a lot of those, I wouldn't even argue are sacks. They're just like a standard tackle for loss, but it's a sack because it's technically a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm. I want to see where are the defensive stuff because I want to see. Oh, here they are. That's kick return. We don't want that. We want defense. Okay, so Montreal offensive touchdowns. They're 6th. Second in opponent yards and net. 5 in the rush. 5 in the pass. Okay, so they're middle of the pack. They're 3rd in quarterback sacks, 5th in interceptions, and 5 in knockdowns, 1 in forced fumbles, and 7 in turnovers, and 5 in second down conversions.
And this is
this is defense.
For defense Calgary. For who though?
Oh, that's just like numbers against Montreal's defense. So for Calgary's defense, they're 8th in opponent net, 9th in the rush, third ranked in defensive passing, 5th in quarterback sacks, 6th in interceptions, 8th in knockdowns, 7th in forced fumbles, and 3rd in turnovers. And then number 2 on second down conversions. So, I mean, their defense has gone down the toilet.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like again, I've only went against Saskatchewan in a pick and been right once, and that was with Calgary, one of the times.
Yeah, I'm not picking Edmonton this week. I don't trust them whatsoever.
No, and actually, if you take a look at the old Dutch pick'ems, it is a rider sweep, English, French, and all of the above.
Does that surprise you? Because it honestly
No.
doesn't for me.
No, it doesn't. Does it surprise you?
Not really.
Yeah, that my response would be the same. Not really.
At least after this week, you guys get to have a nice bye week.
That's fair.
But other than that,
is there anything else we got?
not from me.
Don't think so. Well, make sure you guys tune in a little bit later, as later in the evening, as of when we're uploading this, because we're gonna be uploading this around probably 1 p.m. ish Central.
Or in other words, whenever Carter decides to upload it to you.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be uploaded early to midday Friday, but then later on Friday, and it'll be uploaded probably during one of the games. But you can take a look at it after the Friday games. Or during, if you really feel like it. We're going to have a video up on the new Indigenous marketing and some of the new merch that's come out for the CFL. So kind of a CFL news video there. So make sure you guys check that out. And yeah, peace, love, and positivity to all your wonderful people at home. Make sure you guys leave a like, share the video around, and subscribe if you haven't already. We will see you guys next time.